Hello guys and welcome to another track guide video, and this time we got Kyoto Driving Park Yamagiwa in reverse. So it's one of the fastest combos I've ever got on Gran Turismo 7. I think it's probably one of the fastest, yeah. And the only strategy that you can use here is running soft tires twice. We're talking about the race here. So just do 6 laps on the softs and another 6 laps in another stint again on the softs. So it's pretty interesting but very simple strategy. But again, I'm just gonna try to show you how I did my lap and give you some tips on how to perform better. So without further ado, let's get going. Starting the lap, and I really have to say that use as much downforce as you possibly can, and I'll show you how. So the first braking point and the first reference is somewhere in between the 100 and the 50. I use kind of the reference on the left, but you can use pretty much anything out there, like the 50 meter sign, so just try to brake a little bit before the 50. But here, I try to always take kind of a wider line so I can take a better line out. So exactly, we're talking about like the fastest way that you can get out of this corner in third gear. This is a very important one. Third gear on the way out. Here, 50 meter sign, I start turning at the 50, kind of tapping the brakes a little bit, nothing too much, maybe about 20-30%, and just try to jump over the curb. I know it's not easy. I know it will take a lot of tries to get all of this thing right, but it's what you have to do. Like here, it's the curb. The curb is actually the beginning of, it's actually your braking point, exactly on the curb. Turning in, but this time I will take a little bit more time to rotate the car, just use the curb. So the curb again is a pretty useful tool to rotate the car and exit in second gear. So this is something that I always try to think of, like the first one is third gear and like the second one is second gear, so just kind of makes sense. But here, this is the most important and the most difficult part of the track by far. So I always try to position the car in the straight line, braking at about 50%, just diving down the inside of both of these curbs. So inside, and basically you have to be lucky. I mean, the only tip that I would give you here is just try to straighten up the car as much as you can and work it like that. I mean, I know it's gonna be hard, but just you have to do it. Something like, I mean, I'm not saying something like very similar, but this turn, it's super important because you really don't want to turn the wheel that much. So you're turning the wheel, I mean, like maybe about 20-30%, nothing more than that. Because if you turn the wheel too much, the car is just going to understeer, and eventually you're going to lose a lot of that downforce and a lot of grip, which will make you understeer. And you know, just try to keep in mind that even little rotation means a lot of rotation for the car. So here, something like that is going to happen. So here we're looking at the 50. And 50 is usually the point where I try to turn in, 30-40% of the brakes, nothing more than that, and just getting to the inside of this curb. But now the most important thing right there, I'm looking at the last stage there on the left hand side, upshifting into 5th gear and flooring it. So this was mind-blowing for me at the point that I just discovered this. Like, it's not 4th gear, it's actually 5th, and it got me into 19.861. And eventually this was stopped then at the time I was actually making this video. So guys, I really hope that you will find something in this video, something helpful at least, and you might even want to think about smashing the like button like you always do, but I just have to say it. Either way, thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.